Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday morning to all. Thanks for joining us this morning. This cold morning for like the 700th in a row, it seems.
It's supposed to be better tomorrow, though, finally.
Yeah, this week is looking really nice. I saw the forecast on the weather. I'm pretty encouraged by that. That makes me feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, at least, you know? I think there was like some 35s in our
38.
forecast, 38. So like,
yeah, we're nearly spring here.
That's
40,
nice.
Yeah. It's gonna be happy days around here pretty soon.
Yeah, so this week's gonna make
Hopefully
me pretty
that's the
happy.
worst of
I
it.
think melt some of this snow away. Give us it's a leaf turn, if you will. You know, it gives you a point of reference that says, "Hey, it's gonna be over soon." We've been dealing with this snow for so long.
Hopefully you're okay. If you were able to join us last night, thanks for hanging out. We were here last night doing some potting and some just general chatting and talking. We did let everybody know that starting this coming Saturday, we'll be doing some live chats on YouTube. So next Saturday evening, we will be having one on plant supplements, what you can add to your plants to help support their health, and things that people use. We'll talk a little bit about them. We're going to do some experimentation.
Some new stuff.
So, yeah.
So, should be exciting.
5 degrees in New York. Yeah, it's cold here today. I think my car just said it was 7 degrees when I went to the store. So.
Yeah. This says 10.
10 outside now? Okay.
So my watch reads my phone and tells me what the temperature is. That's kind of handy. But it's brutal. Today, this weekend, we've had it cold. And then again, tomorrow it's going to turn around for us. So the relief feels like it's right around the corner.
It'll be spring before we know it.
Yeah.
But we are shipping tomorrow. So if you don't want us to ship your plant, if it's not going to be warm enough in your area, make sure you purchase a hold. Express is available. Heat packs are in the shop. Installation is always included. We do have lots of new pretty plants today. So hopefully you'll find something that tempts you.
Yeah. I brought out some good stuff. Oh, thank you. It's my baby. I mean, it's kind of grown now. It's kind of like a teenager, but I have to trim it back quite a lot to get it in the house every year. Yeah, 85.
That sounds delightful.
We're on our way. We're packing up a picnic.
I'll make them feed you.
Lots of chicken wings.
But, yeah,
thawing out.
Yeah, we're gearing up for the Super Bowl tonight. We'll never complain.
That's very sweet.
So, we don't have a specific topic for today's conversation. We'll kind of see where we end up. If there's something you do want to make sure that we touch on or cover, just ask, and we'll do that for you.
Yeah. So we do have a few plants to get through. It's going to be a photo finish today, I think, whether or not there's enough battery power to keep going with microphones and everything intact. So you know how it is sometimes around here. We have to go back to the olden days and run phone charger and use the phone mic.
Usually I have time to do the plants and then charge the phone back up before the show starts. And I ran out of time today because we ran out of coffee, and that was important. I had to go to the store.
Here. Yeah, we've had some real adventures this morning. I had some more stuff I had to take care of. We had a mess from last night to clean up.
Yeah, we had a lot of plants still to plant from last night.
We had a lot of stuff we left for this morning to take care of. So that was not clever.
Tomorrow's problem always seems so far away.
We'll just deal with that tomorrow. It's no problem. I wake up this morning, there's a tomatophile in the middle of my living room floor. I'm like, yeah, we did have a time, didn't we?
It was fun.
So, good times.
Anyway, good morning. Thank you. We hope you are as well.
Appreciate that.
All right, plants?
Let's do it. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Start with this one here and work our way over. All right, let's begin with this beauty. This is a dragonfly. Absolutely gorgeous. Sigillatus variety with these large leaves. Beautiful purple, sun stress, and gorgeous splash. These are easy to grow and easy to flower. Our mother plant just finished flowering, the other day. And they're just so pretty. Large sigillatus blooms, super pretty. Light pink, but very beautiful. Okay, next we have Botanica. Forgot your name, buddy. This is Botanica. Very beautiful, easy sun stressor with these beautiful elongated glossy leaves. Super stunning and easy growing. This particular one has a nice amount of splash on it too. I don't usually see that.
Yeah.
But very, very beautiful and easy growing species.
You get a beautiful pink flower too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those
Thanks for
unassuming
sharing,
ones.
Tia.
It's very easy to grow. All right, here's another cool one. This is Kamali. Cute little, adorable little leaves. It grows in a very small size. Like the node space is very tiny, the leaves are very tiny, the vine is very tiny. It's just all around one of those dainty little cute plants. So I really enjoy it. And even after a while, it doesn't outgrow its space. I think that's something that we can all appreciate is a Hoya that just, it knows where it's supposed to live and it's not always trying to overstep that. It's not a pubicalix is what I'm trying to say. Pubicalix can get a little overbearing and they just want to take over. But sometimes it's nice to have a plant that just chills and does its thing. These things have adorable little flowers and cute little leaves and small little plant structure. So they fill in the cracks really nicely in between your other big plants. Here's another one that fits that category. Give it some good bright light. You get a good sun stress. This is micro dwarf. Adorable little leaves. Have got all this really great vein texture to them, but it's so tiny. So they're super cute and easy to grow. I found them to be really easy in our soil.
Morning, welcome back.
It's delightful. So a very good one, the micro dwarf. No one's flowered this one yet. As far as I know, I mean, last I heard, no one has been able to flower it yet. So we're still waiting to see what the flowers look like on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of a fun thing when you involve yourself in a race with the community, who can be the first. That to me is a point of interest, I think. All right, next we have Sulwanika. Fun name to say, but a beautiful plant to behold. These gorgeous little glossy leaves.
Good morning, Becky.
Have got fuzzy backs and they grow really quickly. A very dense growth pattern. Super beautiful. I just love the shapeliness of the leaves and how they grow that structure of a really nice tight vine, really dense, very beautiful plant. All right, next, we're moving right along. We got Comengiana outer variegated, very beautiful, easy growing species that grows these really nice vines. This is one of those really fast growers that I've seen put on a trellis, a hoop trellis. They look really cute that way. They'll often grow multiple growth points and you can split them and wrap them around and they grow really nice that way. And it's just a really beautiful plant. You can see on those new leaves how that pink margin comes in. It's just super cute. And then you see where the variegation is going to finish out on that leaf. It varies between the leaves. You can see down below there's some smaller leaves that have really, really high level of variegation. And some have just this beautiful little delicate margin. Super pretty. They're a somewhat thin-leafed Hoya, but they don't act like it. They're not fussy. They're not dramatic like some of your thin leaves can be. They stay like this, and if they are thirsty, they don't show it. So, things that it's a durable, easy plant to grow and very beautiful. That stunning variegation. I just think they're really cool. They grow fast too. It surprises you how big they can get. So. All right, here's another one that's fast becoming a favorite of ours. The more light I give it, the more sun stress they're getting. This is that RCX50. Those gorgeous vein patterns on there look like elliptica, and it has a erythrostemma vibe to me. I don't think it's erythrostemma. It's something else.
No, I think it's Bangutensis. I think we decided.
Yeah, Bangutensis. It's super stunning, though. I just think those vein patterns on there, it looks like a cocoon or a turtle shell, or it's so cool. Again,
good morning, welcome back.
The more sun stress you give them, the more that vein pattern pops, and I just think they're really beautiful. For breakfast, Folgers.
Yeah, coffee.
Yes.
More coffee.
Yeah, I'm a Folgers guy myself. I don't really get into the super fancy coffees, but definitely have to have the coffee.
Caleb's not a breakfast guy. I usually eat breakfast, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I never really was. Even as a kid, when I could have cereal, I would eat it at night. And then I would wake up in the morning, have coffee, and
it's
then
more like
just
dessert
go.
over here, cinnamon rolls.
Oh, yeah. You know, I haven't made cinnamon rolls in so long.
Yeah.
I should. All right, now we have this beauty. This one is, I think, maybe It's hard to say. I can't really say and claim that it's my favorite, but it does have really charming appeal when it sun stresses. This is that IML 1727 Marginata. Really gorgeous. The veins really pop, and it's a fast grower of large leaves and thick woody vine. It's just a beautiful plant altogether. Our mother plant it's one of those plants I have to keep trimmed because it wants to get out of hand a little bit. It grows fast and you have to really keep an eye on it. Sometimes it tries to grow these big leaves inside of the cage of the rabbit trellis fencing that we use. The rabbit fence trellising. That's the correct order of those words. But you have to rescue them sometimes, or else they end up all buckled and weird inside there. So it's a big leaf species. You got to keep your eye on. It grows fast, but it's very beautiful, and I just love it. Fruit Loops. Oh, Fruit Loops. Yeah. Sorry.
They were having Fruit Loops last night.
Nice. Yeah, Fruit Loops is a fave. See, I'm lactose intolerant
Cinnamon
now,
Toast
so
Crunch I can eat. Yeah.
It has to be coconut milk for me, and that it's not the same for cereal. You eat a whole bowl of coconut milk, that's heavy on the stomach. So
Cinnamon Toast Crunch on top of some yogurt. It's a good snack.
Nice.
And you can tell yourself it's a protein snack.
Yeah, right? Put some Greek yogurt under it.
Yeah.
Happy days. Okay, we have Wonderfill. I don't have to take a tape measure out for this guy, but
you threatened that the last week was going to be the last week you were going to show that plant.
It's getting there. It's really at the point where if somebody doesn't buy it this week, it's going to have to get the chop because it's already almost mother plant status. This has been a real durable one, and I don't hesitate to make those kind of cuttings on it because it's just been such a reliable producer. And every time, it's just the mother plant took off. It grew like almost 4 feet tall. I cut it back. It grew again. And by the time I had those plants rooted and for sale, the mother plant was already 3 feet tall again. So it's just a very fast grower with these beautiful silvery leaves. And again, it's been very durable too. It's not one of those multifloras that gives you the attitude. Some of them do. And you understand what you're getting into when you get a multiflora. It's a thin-leafed Hoya that's slightly on the dramatic side. This one it's just been a charm. They're super easy to grow. See? 2 feet tall. How long have you had it? Probably not even that long, right? So again, it's a reliable, steady grower that I think is really appealing. Once you get it in your hands, you realize how beautiful those leaves can be. And then they just keep getting bigger and bigger. And you're like, one of these days it's going to tip over, right? But then it's got such a strong stem. It stands up like a tree. It's a very cool one. I've enjoyed growing it. Okay, next we have this beauty. This is Sambawa. Look at those gorgeous leaves. They're so dark, and they have like this, I don't know, there's a texture to them that is really appealing, and they're just so gorgeous.
They're dark. They come across lighter here, I think, than they actually are in person.
Yeah, I feel like in the natural light, when you're looking at it, it just absorbs the light with that matte surface they have. It's very interesting, but it's getting a little gloss from the light here on film. Very beautiful, interesting species that I don't know that much about. We got it, we grew it, but it's just a really pretty one. I really am attracted to those dark leaves.
And that one just sold.
This is a gorgeous one. Good grab on this. This is an Anna Cajon. These get really nice dark margins and beautiful flowers. And yeah, I just love them. Definitely a very pettable, fuzzy Hoya. Okay, next we have Dehiscentia. Very beautiful. This is the variety that we grow that's just plain. Doesn't have all the splash, but it's still very beautiful and the same shape of the leaf. But it's a stunner too. Easy to grow. It acts like a carnosa. It's just not. When you feel the backside of the leaf, that midrib is the same thickness as the rest of the leaf. It's just smooth across the back. So it's a really interesting shape and texture to that leaf that's very unique. I never get those ones mixed up with anything else because it's so unique. All right, next we have a species Nicole. Beautiful shaped leaves with gorgeous splash. These have got some really nice, nice vein texture to them. I feel like the Caleb doesn't have as much of that going on. So it's definitely got its own personality and characteristic. And I just think it's really cool. If you don't have a Nicole, you need a Nicole in your life. They're the best.
Thanks.
All right, let's do this one here. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Let's show some pretty plants here. Let's begin at the beginning. We'll start right here with Da Nang. We haven't listed one of these in a minute, but very beautiful, sort of heart-shaped leaf. Really interesting vein pattern, very interesting vein texture on there. Almost has like those lacanosa abs running down the middle of the leaf.
It looks like cracked glass to me when it gets its veinage.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know how they're related, but they're from the same area. This is the Delat, which is a larger,
more latifolia like.
Yeah. And these get some really nice dark margins, and they also get some pretty splash, and it's a gorgeous plant.
They grow similar in vining style, but the vein pattern is different.
Yeah.
They
have like very different textures and very different veining patterns, like you said. But they're both very beautiful, and they're both from the same area, basically. So if you're into the Vietnamese species, Delat and Da Nang. I think those are the only ones that we have that are Vietnamese, right?
We have that 001 that's Vietnam.
Oh, that's right. Or it's named that way.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if it's actually Vietnamese, but it might be. But it's an AH001.
Yeah, it doesn't make it grew there naturally. It could have been in someone's collection.
Right.
Anyway.
Excuse me. All right, here's another favorite of ours. This is the Fusco Fetchy, a really great cross that has very strong characteristics of both parent. You get really beautiful dark margins on the leaves and also those gorgeous Fetchy vein patterns. So it's a very beautiful, easy grower. And it's reported to have an orange flower, but I keep cutting it, so I have not seen our mother plant
we're
flower.
Gonna have to try that.
So I need to let it grow out and flower for us because I think orange flowers are really cool. And I think I like orange flowers almost as much as I like yellow flowers. So that's a lot. If you know me, I'm big into the yellow flowers. So, all right, this one has a pink flower. This is a Bang Nong Noi. It's fun to say. It's easy to grow. There are 2 plants in this pot. And this one surprised us. One day we walked into the grow space without expecting it at all. And there was this massive baseball-sized umbel of pink fuzzy flowers. And it was like, how did this even happen? It was such a surprise. And this one and our Fungi RHP flowered on the same day, both big pink umbels of flowers. So I was just like blown away. And
this was back when we were told still that Hoyas would take years to flower.
Yeah, we were not expecting it at all. We were just like, okay, going in to water the plants and not expecting anything at all. And all of a sudden this had happened. I was like, I never even saw the wind up, never saw the buds swelling, nothing. Just suddenly there it was. And I was like, whoa, how did this happen?
Well, it taught us to watch that, they could be flowering a lot sooner than we expected.
Yeah, so it was an awakening for us. In that moment, we were both pretty hooked on seeing what plants we could get to flower them, because now it's possible, and not only possible, but we know our space is doing it. Now we want more. Let's get more. So then we slid down the slippery slope and started collecting all these amazing, beautiful leaves like this, Leonensis. I mean, can't go wrong when a leaf has that gorgeous splash that turns pink and gives you this big, beautiful, wonky shape. That's going to turn into a gorgeous plant. So Leonensis is definitely one of our favorites.
Oh, that's fun. When they smell like that and they bloom.
Right? I think that's it's a testament to you don't always have to have a huge plant in order to get a flower. So it's encouraging, right? Okay, we have Swiffer's Dream. Another really interesting and beautiful. These have great flowers. These leaves have, it looks like cakey. It looks like several others, but they just have that shape. It's really nice, glossy, sort of pillowy. they're just very appealing. And when you get a bunch of them together, it makes for a really nice plant. It's a fast grower, very friendly, so it wants to wrap around a trellis or wrap around a neighboring plant. But it's a very beautiful, and I just think that glossiness on those leaves, very uniform shape to them too. It's just an easy grower. And again, it demonstrates the principle of breeding a plant or propagating a plant or cultivating a plant that grows very dense, beautiful foliage like this. You don't have to have a huge plant for it to be convincing, but they also have gorgeous flowers, and yeah, so many good reasons to enjoy Swiffer's Dream.
We've seen that happen too, where they'll suddenly put out a cluster of peduncles all from one spot.
Yeah. Yeah, Rang San is a popular one for doing that. At the end of a long vine, you'll have 5, 6 peduncles right in a row, and sometimes they just flower right in sequence like that. Yeah, it's so cool, right? Our Rang San got out of control in our grow space. I had to give it a pretty drastic haircut, but yeah, that was a good one. Always flowering like crazy, and it was growing up into the rafters, up a power line and stuff, so yeah, it was out of hand. Okay, here's another favorite of ours. These Mayumis are absolutely stunning. Nice dark outer margins. These get nice sun stress too. But yeah, it's just so pretty. A gorgeous vein pattern.
This is a UPT cultivar, UPT 002. It gets some, like you said, some beautiful, beautiful color on it. We'll show you April's picture.
Yeah, they really are.
It's just so nice.
It's understated because ours is not that sun stressed, but it's so pretty.
Yeah, really nice.
Tremendous potential. And again, like I said, that's one of those plants that, yeah, when you get it, you realize why. Okay, next, McGillivray. Another favorite of ours, but it's about the weight. Yeah, that's the thing.
She's an amazing grower, and she's just a really nice person.
Yeah.
So she is just as kind and nice to chat with as she seems to be on her channel.
Here's that Wonderfill. Again, I keep threatening. This is getting to the point where it's going to be hard to fit in a box, but one more day, one more time. Okay, McGillivray is one of those ones that the flowers are amazing and huge, and we've not been successful yet in getting it to flower. It's still on the list of trying to get it to flower. It's on the fence. It's one of the reasons the fence still exists, is because it's all tangled into it.
This Wonderful has a peduncle I just saw.
Oh yeah, look at that.
A little peduncle on it
Getting
there.
ready to flower. I brought in that Buntokensis, and it's just totally littered with flower buds from the Wonderfill and those multifloras that are next to it.
Yeah.
The whole pot was jammed with them. But the other one is about to bloom. Those flowers are going to pop.
The Buntokensis? Yeah, I've been watching it closely.
Yeah.
Trying to get a picture of it.
They're right there. It's about to pop any day now. So it's a cool one. And again, that one flowers pretty frequently for us as well. So, all right. This is another one that is reported to flower pretty regularly. The Shepardii. This particular cultivar has these extra long, extra skinny leaves. I love it. It's a great plant. Easy to grow. Very unassuming. All right, here's another special one. This is a UPT no ID. And this is the one that flowered for us. This is the peduncle that gave us flowers. And then I chopped it off. So this is well-rooted, growing, but you have an active peduncle here.
Is that beautiful, like luxurious anthurium sheen to the leaves?
Absolutely
like that. It's just really pretty.
Yeah, it has that like Meredithy type vein pattern to it. They're nice, stiff, rigid leaves that have that. I don't know. It's just a vibe. I really dig it.
Is your mother plant here?
It is, but it's a bit tangled.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
April's mother plant's gorgeous. If you've not seen that, it's huge.
All right, this may be my favorite in the show today. So if I start bidding on it.
Someone already grabbed it. They already beat
they
you
already
to
got
it.
it? Okay. All right. Well, you got a good grab. This is a gorgeous MRH, Latifolia MRH, but look at that gorgeous splash. Whew. Hers purty. Nice grab. Okay, let's move on to this one here. This is another, we're having a UPT marathon over here, except for that MRH. A lot of these are plants we've gotten from
This isn't a UPT.
April. It's not one of theirs, but we got it from them.
Well, we bought it from them. Okay, yeah, this is not one of their clones. Okay.
This is a love affair, and it is stunning. I really love this plant. It's got these elongated leaves that look, they have that elliptica vein pattern sort of thing going on, but this is a fast grower with gorgeous flowers, and they grow very quickly to a place where they will flower for you. So I find them to be very satisfying to grow. Every time I cut them, by the time I root up a batch, the mother plant's regrown again. And so I think that that's really a testament to how plants can grow very quickly like that. That's a good plant. It's a plant I like to grow. I like to sell to people because it's going to perform well for them if it performs that well for me.
Is GTX Bear Cross? I'm not positive on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure on that. That would be interesting if it was. I didn't know I had any of Junior's. Usually they're out of my price range. Okay, now we have Outer Variegated Obscura.
I don't think that GTX is them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm going to do some diving over here to see.
We'll find out. Outer Variegated Obscura is a gorgeous, easy growing plant. We really enjoy it. It's I feel like all Obscuras have been very easy for us. They root very easily. GEH is Junior.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay,
yeah. No, but we do need to get our hands on some of theirs.
They've got really
pretty hybrids.
Yeah, definitely.
I've tried a couple of times, but I always get outbid.
Yeah,
it happens.
Got to be there and ready and doing it. All right, let's move on. All right, this is another good one. I feel like every time I see one of these, it's only one leaf in a cup, but rarely do you end up with extra big leaves attached to that cup. So this has got vine and many nodes. It's ready for a trellis, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, the only reason I don't have it on a trellis now is because I have to pack it up in a box, and it's going to need some yoga to do that.
This is elephant, by the way.
Sorry. Yeah, this is species AH027 elephant. Look at those gorgeous pillowy leaves. And I mean, you could basically sail away on that thing. It's absolutely enormous. It's literally the size of my hand.
Yeah.
So, hand cramp. Trying to hold this thing up. So anyways, yeah. If you don't have an elephant, get yourself an elephant in the room. They're really awesome. I really enjoy them. I think they're also pretty understated. I think there was a while there where they were really highly sought after, but I just think they're one of my favorites of the large, giant, pillowy leaves like that. I have a few. The Manau is up there, and Perktai, and so there's a few. Paterwallies. This one gets some pretty big leaves. Now, the vine keeps trying to hide underneath the leaf here, but there is an active growing vine there. This is Verstigi. The thing about these leaves is these amazing fuzzy backs. They look jagged and dangerous on the top. They have these really serrated edges and, undulate edge, but they're just fuzzy and velvety like a sweater on the back. It's so interesting. And they grow quickly and then they stop. And then they grow quickly again and then they flower and then they stop. And they're just very erratic growers, I would say. But if it's alive and it's healthy, Tangamus, yes, I have. Let's see, where's the Tangamus at? somewhere.
We have a book down here.
You know what? I don't think I have one in here. I can go get one.
There it is. I wonder if the GTX is in here.
I'll be right back. I'll grab a Tangamus.
Okay. Let's see. No, GTX isn't on this list, unfortunately. It's going to drive me nuts that I don't know who that is now. I can't find anything online. When I look online, it tries to tell me that it stands for Gore-Tex. Oh, thank you, Goldie Mom. We appreciate that. We really hope that that's always your experience. We want them to be there and be wild and crazy for you and growing like crazy. If you guys have never seen this before, I've shared it before. This is a book I found years ago. You can tell it's all dirty on Amazon. This is called My Hoya Collection. It's by, what's her name? I feel like her name should be on here somewhere, but I don't see it. It's intended to be a journal for keeping track of the Hoyas that you grow. It's a Philippines hybridizer. Okay, that would make sense on why I can't find a lot of information. This book is intended to be like a place to keep track of all your Hoyas. It's got like a page for each one that you can enter information about it. That's why I originally got it, but it quickly was just not a large enough book for a collection. But I like it because it does have some information. This is older. I think it was published in the early 2000s. But it has some really good information on resources, websites you can look up information, and then it also has a good list. This isn't a current list, but a good list of all the hybridizers and their initials, so you can kind of go through that to figure out who made your plant originally.
It's going to be one of those Tangamus.
I think we have 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
All of them are at least the size that is shown.
Yeah, there's a bunch though, and yeah. I didn't find any.
This is we grow 2 different Tangamuses as well. This is the Tangamus that has the red midvein on the back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Same. Yeah, it's scary. We start looking at the 90s. It's like the before times.
Yeah, right. Imagine how I feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was born before they were using 2 in the beginning of the date. Way before.
Oh, yeah, this gets a little bit chlorotic in higher light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, check it. This is a giant Germany. Very, very big and very beautiful. Nice veiny leaves.
It's nearly the size of the country.
Yeah. It's literally, it shows just what this plant is capable of doing. You want to make sure you get a good sturdy trellis because it's going to produce a bunch of these leaves and a sturdy vine. But I'll tell you what, it's one of my favorites. It's always been a steady producer, and it's also very durable. It doesn't fuss. The flower is
White?
Similar to a Finlaysoni.
Yeah.
You get that kind of like cream colored bloom with brown on the very outside edge if it's getting some pretty bright light. But it's a pretty common bloom. It's not like, it doesn't stand out that much. There's a lot of them that have that cream colored little umbel of blooms, and so it's not.
This is not our picture, but this will help you.
Yeah. It's pretty. Don't get me wrong. It's a pretty flower. It's just not something that stands out that is so different.
It's one of the ones that can really take a range of lighting. The more light you put it in, the lighter the green and the darker the veins.
Yeah.
But it'll get that more like chlorotic yellow-green. Whereas in the lower light, you'll get that kind of darker, rich green. I don't know. Is a mother plant? Can you bring it in?
I can bring it.
I think we untangled that last
huge.
week. So
it's pretty huge.
You can see on that one, it's been grown in and out or grow space, so outside. It is I would say it's a fast grower for a large leaf species. Definitely faster than elephant. It's not, as fast as the Bang Nong. The smaller leaves tend to push out leaves a little bit quicker. The fun thing about them is watching how their leaves size up, the Germany. Like you get this tiny little leaf and watching it size up as it fills. They are one that when you're trellising, you got to keep an eye on them because they push these huge leaves. And if they're pushing into a trellis or into the bottom of the cup or pot, then they'll start to fold their leaves on themselves. So you just got to watch it for that reason. But this is one of our oldest plants, probably.
Yeah. You can see it's got just growth everywhere, but these leaves are just massive.
And it's been cut a lot of times.
Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome back. Yeah.
But you can see that gorgeous dark color comes in, relatively low light. When you get it growing in bright light, some of that lower growth was outdoor.
Yeah.
So again, one of our favorites, just for the sake of that thing hasn't been watered this week, and it still looks great. It still looks fine.
Yeah, it's a very hardy plant.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me show you this one here. This is a verticillata splash. Very beautiful, easy growing. These get really nice dark margins, and they also get really pretty splash. So, easy to grow and easy to enjoy. Okay. Next, we have another favorite latifolia, the Queensy. Gorgeous color there. This leaf's still hardening off. Super pretty. All right. Next, species Achi Gaialui. Another really gorgeous, feathery-looking vein leaf with gorgeous splash. This also has these really beautiful purple backs.
That's no fun. They're expecting you to work while you're there. Psh, they already expected you to show up. That should be enough.
That is uncalled for. Asking me to work. What do you think this is? Work?
So bossy.
Right? For real. All right. Achi Gaialui. This is one that grows a little bit more of a compact or dense plant. A lot of the other Achis that I've grown, they just start growing straight for the moon. And you have to really do your work to get them trellised up and keep them contained, right? So this has not gotten out of hand for us. It's been one of those.
Oh, no, we don't have any Lauterbachii, I don't think. I think that when we stopped growing because it was being real.
I suspect that thing that I have out there that is a mystery to me might be our Lauterbachii, yeah. But I don't have a confirmation on that.
Yeah.
A plant was sent to us to compare, and it's not that. There's much smaller leaves and less thickness to the leaf. I think it is.
Yeah, probably will never. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the difficulty is if we could get it to bloom, it might help. Again. It's not a small plant, and it's fuzzy all over, and it looks like what I've seen in Lauterbachii. So
didn't we cut it last week? Or was that we cut the other one that we were set for comparison, which was not Lauterbachii.
Starts with an M.
Yeah. I remember. I have to look at the tag.
Yep.
Is Simbawa fuzzy?
It is not. It's smooth.
Salonika?
Salonika is fuzzy on the backs. Yeah. But those are both really great dark leaves. I just love them both. And they've got a really nice appeal.
That was it, Shirley.
That's the one. Yeah. It's not that, though. Those are much thinner and much smaller leaf. This one has a thicker, chunkier leaf, but it's also not that species New Guinea, which we have, that has an Australis-looking shaped leaf, and it's also very fuzzy all over. So I still have a couple of mystery plants out there. There's another one that I have that's a smooth leaf that I thought for a long time it was an AH013. I'm pretty sure it's not now. Actually, I'm certain it's not. It's something else. I just lost track of what it could be. So we'll have to bring that.
Sometimes it happens.
Maybe we get some answers to these questions.
Or not auction. Quiz everybody.
Yeah.
Take a poll. What do we think this is?
Exactly.
You can't really identify it without a flower, and you can't really call it anything other than no ID.
Yeah. Well, you could suspect it's something and then see the flowers and hopefully help to confirm that or deny that. But if you have no idea, it's tricky. All right, we have a Mount Remu, another really beautiful large leaf that loves the dark, not dark, but less light, lower light, and it loves to give those really nice, rich colored leaves. So definitely a range on these plants. If you give them bright light, they tend to go a little bit lighter green, and sometimes that makes the leaves smaller too. But if you give them lower light, they tend to get dark colored leaves and often quite a bit larger. So I think it's very interesting playing with the light and where you place your plants, how that affects them, you know. This is one I would give bright light because when you get the new leaves, they get really nice sun stress, and the new leaves kind of have a nice pink hue to the variegation. This is a Incurvula pelta. Really gorgeous outer variegated leaves. Have this really cute shovel shape and easy growth, adorable little flowers. Pelta. Okay, here's another Latifolia MRH. This one didn't have as much splash, but it's still very beautiful and still has potential.
Yeah.
To
Our
give
mother
more.
plant does that too. It will put out a less splashy leaf and then a really splashy leaf, and then kind of go back and forth. So don't let that make you think that it doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, don't be discouraged by it because it's definitely not indicative that it's lost its variegation in any way. It's just it has a strong alternation, but it's still each leaf is beautiful in its own way, and then another really crazy silver one comes. So it's really a fun one to grow, and our mother plant is just things out of control. So we'll be ready for a haircut again too. It's again one of those really great growers that by the time you have plants ready to sell, the mother plant regrows. That's a pretty good cycle. All right, here's another great one. Really love this intervariegated sigillatus. Easy growth, very beautiful, and
the color is just amazing.
Yeah, it looks fake. It looks like that couldn't be a real plant. So, I don't know. It's got a real fairy tale vibe. That pink color is just unnatural. I love it. All right, here's another really good one that gets that nice pink. This is an elliptica splash. So very easy growing and very beautiful. The splash on these is really nice, and the leaves are pretty small. The mother plant flowered for us, and it's not huge. So I think that's encouraging, and it doesn't require a huge pot where some of the ellipticas I've grown, I struggle to get them to bloom in a cup this big. This one, no problem at all. So that's encouraging. Where am I going to put you, Germany? You're taking up the whole place. All right. Here's a good one. Another good tray of good plants. Check this one out. Another one of those gorgeous verticillata splash. Absolutely stunning. Nice dark margins. Gorgeous splash. All right. Here's another Obscura silver. Well, I haven't shown you one, so it can't be another yet. But in a minute, I'm going to show you another. So let's start with the first. This is a beautiful, you can see this new leaf here has got some really, really nice purple going on it. Cute little leaf. But as they grow out and mature, that silvery, like I said, it looks like sugar, like you were saying.
Yeah, it looks like a frosted coat, like a frosting, like sugar, like, I don't know.
It's so pretty. It's definitely so pretty, and it definitely does not come across on the camera.
There's a cookie that they were putting out at Kroger for a long time for the movie Frozen. Do you remember that these always have by the bakery? And they had that like silvery sugar on it, and that's what that makes me think of every time I see it.
I could see that. That does look like that silvery sugar with the slight green hue coming through from the leaf. I would say for our weather, because they don't sit out, I wouldn't worry about the heat pack for our end. Mostly what I tend to say is the hardest is the last mile. In your mail truck and on your porch is the longest these packages tend to be exposed. We still are putting insulation in all packages right now, and I feel like that's enough if you're going to an area where it's warm. you may not want a heat pack. Now, we do add some buffer between the heat pack and the plants. So even if it is going to a place that's a little warm, it wouldn't hurt it if it had a heat pack in there, but it's by your choice. I understand if you're having, 60, 70 degree weather, there's no reason for a heat pack, and it's probably not useful. Yeah, 70, 80. You don't need a heat pack, but again, it's one of those things that the way I pack it, it's not directly on the plant. Black Dragon, I have that right here.
Yes, it's beautiful.
This is another one that's going to be it's going to be doing yoga on its way out of here, because look at how beautiful this plant is. It's at least as tall as my boxes are. But the good thing about this is these are very flexible, and it'll tuck and roll real nice. So again, a very beautiful plant. The new growth is my favorite on these. That chocolate brown color with that gorgeous splash.
It's a beast of a plant. It grows so fast. Riva is splashier for us, I would say.
It depends. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. It's another one of those that varies quite a bit. The Riva has a purple midrib down the back side of the leaf.
This does too. This is more red, maybe.
It's, I guess, on the newer leaves more so than the older leaves. But the Riva, it stays like dark, deep purple.
Oh, someone got it. Do you have more of those?
I can check. I think I do have a couple more. I'm going to show these. This is that MB 149597. Super stunning. Look at the margin on that. Oh. Okay, I'm looking for black dragons. Several or one?
At least one. I think that one got purchased. So.
Oh, there's crows out here.
There's crows out there? This is a hybrid that we like by Mike Bernardo called MB1497. This is a cross between Erythrina and Geneva. Sorry. This has a beautiful red margin on it. You can see that. It's really nice. I think that comes a lot from that Erythrina, and then it's got the beautiful shape of the Geneve. Not yet. They won't even come talk to us. So. I'm going to see if we can find you another one, Caitlin. Yeah, the crows are starting to tolerate us, starting to get brave enough to come kind of nearby. But they haven't yet attacked us or anything. The squirrels are really mad at Caleb because he figured out a way finally to move the birdhouse away so that they can't eat all of the seed. And I think they're mad. They kind of stand on top of the garage and scream at us now. But this is not Natalie. Is it Noelle? Yeah, Noelle. Nope, this isn't Noelle. Is this Ricardo? They look similar. Yep. Hoya Ricardo has beautiful, deep green leaves, similar to an obovata in like shape, but thinner. So far, we've really enjoyed growing this one. It's been really easy to grow. They're loud there. They can get loud for sure. They don't come super close. More what's loud is Caleb because he got the kids got him a crow call for Christmas. So now he stands at the back door and uses this thing out the back door to try to get them to come talk to him. And it's so obnoxiously loud. But he's obsessed with trying to make friends with the crows. So we let him. Let's see. We have a few of these in the store. This is just one. I'd say the other one that's in the store right now has a bit more splash on it. But this is a seedling selection by Patterwally. I believe that's this one. They just get the most beautiful splash. Leaves come in dark and then they fade back to green with really, really pretty silver splash on them. Definitely one that you should have in your collection if you do not.
I don't see any more.
Okay, I'll try to find one. No
thought we
more?
had more.
No, I thought we had more.
Yeah, I thought so too.
All right. Caitlin, I'll do a deep dive after the show and see if I can track down another black dragon for you. He can't find one currently,
Yeah.
but we'll see if we can find one.
We're talking about yelling squirrels.
The squirrels that yell at you because you moved their seed.
Oh yeah.
Standing up there screaming.
Yeah, there's one sitting out there just now cursing at me. But the crows are flying around the neighborhood right now.
Yeah.
They were in the tree, bouncing and cawing at me, saying, "Where's our peanuts?" Like, they're right here. Come on down and get them. I've been waiting all day. All right, so
showed these.
You showed these?
Showed the seedling selection.
Okay. So then we have this little beauty. This is a Griffithy Dark. Super beautiful, elongated leaves with a very interesting texture to them. Griffithys have this really, I don't know, it's a very interesting sort of a dent pattern that goes down the leaf. It's not really strongly evident in any of these leaves right this moment, but there's a little bit of it going on here on this new leaf. Very specific Griffithy characteristic,
one of my faves too, Kim. I really like Griffithy. I don't think they're traded often enough.
Yeah.
You don't care much for the crows. I understand. We watched a documentary on them, befriending them and then bringing you gifts, and I think that's so fun. I've always wanted birds, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicole is very much bird people. And when I'm not here, there will be birds.
There will be birds. There will be birds.
Yeah. I wish they would come to my balcony. I have a patio out back, and I've been trying to tempt them. I have water for them. I have food for them. I've been calling them. We have long conversations, but no contact.
At what age do you become bird people? Apparently around here, it's about 45.
Yeah,
I've been bird people for some time. I worked at a veterinary hospital that saw birds when I was younger, and I really enjoyed working with them. And ever since then, I've wanted to own birds, but they're a lot of work. They take a lot of attention. So when I had kids that were little, I was like, we can't have birds yet.
If you can adopt wild birds, though, you can give them as much care as you want and engage and interact with them, and then they fly away and they take care of themselves, and you don't have to take them to the vet or anything.
So, I guess that's a way to look at it. But they don't cuddle.
That's true.
Crows are not cuddly.
Some of them aren't. I don't know if you want to be cuddling with the crow.
I love birds. They're so cute.
Yeah, I think that crows are very fascinating, very interesting.
Kind of like grandkids. Yeah, you can send them back away. You don't actually have to.
Right? It's just like the perfect balance of, I want to hang out with you. It's time for you to go home with your parents. Oh, fantastic. All right, this is an 851. We're just a lot of variety with gorgeous splash and easy growth. These nice heart-shaped leaves. It's just an easy one to love. This one gets me every time.
That's the Berg Impala, SS003.
That's the one. Yep. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it is.
Definitely has that Achi vibe. Gorgeous, feathery looking leaf. Again, just one of those plants that you just don't see talked about that often.
Stray cats, then the birds definitely aren't going to come. I think that's one of the reasons why we do well here in our yard, because we have no pets. And all the yards around us do. So I think the birds feel safe in our yard. Yeah,
the jays will sit up in our tree and scream at the cat. Mm-hmm. If there is a cat from the neighborhood that tries to wander by, but the jays will sound the alarm and they'll sit there and just make all kinds of racket until the cat leaves. He's like, okay, apparently my cover's blown, so I'm not going to do any good bird hunting around here. I mean, I just think they thought they were going to be slicker than they actually were. So just the way it worked out. All right, Potsy. Another interesting species. I feel like they have an interesting, a personality to their leaf. If you give them low light, they tend to get this real taco-y type of vibe. They fold in half like this, and they act very different. When we first got it, the leaves were like curled like little tacos. It was very interesting. And then as we grew it, they flattened out and opened up more. So I think it was living a thirsty life. And it's just since then it's developed into these really pretty leaves, but it needed a different environment, I feel. Again, when you get a plant and it changes its home, it has to make certain adjustments. And sometimes they just don't do well with that adjustment. And you have to try a few things to get it to work. I feel like that was one that it took 1 or 2 tries to get it into its happy spot. But once I put it in that place, it's now doing really, really well. And it's producing some really beautiful leaves. So you just have to, it's a lesson that, hey, if your plant's not really happy where it's at, keep trying different spots, because you'll definitely will find a spot where it's happier and doing its best. All right, this is that species Caleb. Very interesting texture to these leaves, the veins, and it gets nice splash and a fair amount of sun stress. I've not seen them get full red, but I have seen some people getting them that kind of color. So it's super pretty and an easy grower. Again, one of those plants that's not super big. It doesn't grow huge and out of hand. Stays on the trellis pretty easy. Okay, this one not so much. This is an obovata intervariegated, large and in charge. This grows a thick, chunky vine, and I suggest trellising it pretty early while the vine is young. It's a little more flexible. Once it hardens off and sidewinds out of the pot, it's difficult to get them wrangled back in. So I would suggest trellising from the start on that and having a really good support system for it, because it does grow some pretty large and very pretty leaves. And it also has a cute little flower. So again, obovata, intervariegated, easy grower. Okay, here's another micro dwarf. Adorable little leaves. Again, you can see they've got really great texture and yeah, all those veins, the personality of a leaf, but it's just shrunk down to be super tiny. It reminds me of a tiny little Nicholsoni. And I just think that's very, very pretty. And imagine that sun stress when those veins like pop out even more. I think that's really nice.
You've been dreaming of that plant. It's really cute. Yeah, I think it's just one that you have to have in your hands to appreciate.
Yeah. And again, I think that there's a lot of horror stories about people having bad luck with them that sometimes I think intimidates, but it's worth pushing through. Oh, here's another one. I got a few of them out here today, apparently. It's been a good grower for us, obviously. We've cut it quite a few times. I tried to propagate it in several different ways also. So here's another specimen, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, it's grown well for us, and it propagated well. I did some in the humidity box. It did well in there. I did some in the easy cloner. It did well in there also. So I was a little concerned with how thin the stems were, that it was not going to perform well in there. But I stripped a few nodes, took the leaves off, and let the stem stick down below, and it did great. It grew roots real fast, and those roots took well to the soil. And so I was pleasantly surprised. I don't think we lost any of them. So that's a pretty good success rate. I don't have that kind of success rate with all plants that we propagate, but if you can keep them all alive, that's pretty good. So that's why you're seeing quite a few of them making their way to the tray, is that it was a successful batch. But a very beautiful, easy growing plant. And I find that in our soil, they've been very, very durable. Okay, here's another one of those RCX50s. Again, that great vein pattern. It just pops. There's 2 plants rooted in this cup. But again, there's some pretty good cups. It's dealer's or grower's choice, but you're not going to be disappointed. I'll make sure I pack you up a good one on that. So it's a great plant. And again, the pretty flowers and the sun stress on that one is really nice. This is another one that I really love. This is a Paterwally 077. The sun stress on these, it's like the whole margin of the leaf starts turning purple, like a plum purple color. And then the speckly splash on it, it's just, oh man, it's one of my favorites for that amazing transformation. If you grow it in high light, you get this yellowish color. But grow it in medium light, and you get this really nice, dark, rich color and that gorgeous splash. Paterwally 077. It may be my favorite in the Paterwally universe. This is another strong contender. This is that seedling selection by Paterwally. Look at that newest leaf. I mean, it's something else. This is such a pretty leaf. It's got that Svitlana splash type vibe, or Larissa, where you can sort of see through it. And it's very speckly and lacy, and it's just, that's what it looks like. It looks like one of those lace paint jobs on one of those lowriders where they lay the lace out and they spray over it and then they peel it back and then they clear coat over it. That's what it looks like to me. It's something like that. Very intricate patterning. It's just really, really beautiful. Anyways, next we have SMS Wildflower. Very beautiful, elongated leaves with gorgeous splash. And again, they get a range of different colors. If you grow this outside, I'm sure it gets pretty yellow. And if you grow it in the corner, not directly under your light, you get that really gorgeous, rich green color. I think I prefer that. And you can see that those leaves are sizing up really nicely in that environment. So very beautiful, easy growing wildflower. Here is another of those beautiful lace painted Paterwally seedling selections. These things are stunning. I mean,
Yeah.
looks like you zoom out on a topo map or something like that. And it's got all those specks and dots for cities and villages and stuff. It's kind of how it looks too. It's just got all kinds of different things you can see in that pattern. It's like staring into the clouds. I see a dinosaur. I see a pigeon. That's in my eye.
You're ridiculous.
You're right. Okay, we have Pubicalix, Pink Dragon,
Pink Ghost.
Pink Ghost,
Pink Silver Ghost.
Pink Silver Ghost. That's the one. It's very silver.
Oh, nice.
And very
it's
pretty.
Such a pretty. I know, I did.
Right?
Chose them on purpose, even.
She knew too. There was warning signs. All the signs were there that this was going to be what it was going to be. I mean, of course, who would have predicted that we would be selling plants?
It was, we'll find her one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm happy to give it to her, but I don't want you to be disappointed either.
Yeah, there will be plenty more to come. So, either way. Okay, Silver Ghost is a gorgeous Pubicalix, fast growth, large leaves, and silver just won't quit. It's so, so pretty. Give it a bright light, and that silver
Caitlin, are you still
pink.
here? Make sure she's still in the room before I do that.
All right, let me show you this here. This is a Helwigiana. The sun stress on these is amazing. It makes those veins really pop. But super beautiful, easy growing, and fast to flower. Helwigiana is a really good one. Very durable, very easy to grow, very fast green vine, and gorgeous leaves.
Yeah, I'll message her and see if she still wants it.
Okay. All right, next we have RB Dig. Really beautiful, elongated leaves, great splash, great veins. And these also sun stress really beautifully. But I just love that nice shape to the leaf. It's got that almost like a viola, but stretched out a little. And then it has this really interesting point at the end. So very beautiful. RB Dig. I mean, if you don't have one, get yourself a handful of Dig. we got? One more tray. How much battery we got? We need to
14%.
make a switch. We need to switch it up and go micless.
No, we're good for a few minutes.
Okay. All right, let's get through it here. We have a beautiful glossy leafed quinquevaria, another really great sun stressor, and I think pretty underrated in terms of their, I don't know, not a lot of people talking about quinquevaria, but they are stunning.
That one's sold, but I don't know if you have any more of them.
There you go. I don't think I do at the moment.
That was the last one, yeah.
They are great, right? Easy to grow and that stunning glossy leaf. So I'm going to have to make some more cuttings of that. I actually did cut our variegated, the little Plu outer variegated quinquevaria. So
that's a pretty one.
That's another really gorgeous one. I got a few good cuttings out of that. So hopefully soon we'll be potting those up. Okay, next we have this beauty. This is an AH053. This has quite a range on it too. I have one of these in the prop box that's full red, gorgeous splash, and it's getting really nice sun stress. I went to go check on the roots and they're not there yet. So it's growing a leaf without any roots on the plant. I don't understand how that's happening, but there's apparently enough energy in the stem there that it's just producing a leaf and it hasn't even grown roots yet. But again, a very beautiful and understated. The sun stress on these leaves is absolutely beautiful. So definitely get your hands on one of those AH053s. Okay, next, Capit Borneo. Another interesting leaf shape and gorgeous fading pattern. They get good splash. Again, the darker the area, the lower the light, the darker the leaves tend to be. But just very beautiful shape to them. Nice elongated, round on the ends. Kind of like a Finlaysone, but without the point. Finlaysone often has that very pointed leaf, i.e. Finlaysone sucrin, very pointed. So very, very beautiful. This kind of looks like it has a little clementsorium vibe to it as well. The Finlaysone sucrin is, I think, one of my favorite fins.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for sure. It's just absolutely stunning, those new leaves. Very nice. Okay, then we have Michele. Another very beautiful silvery. You can see it's got a little bit of mechanical damage to the leaf there, but new vine with new growth on it already, and it's a stunner. I wouldn't categorize these as easy.
They're fast.
There is a certain element of patience you have to exhibit with them, but they are rewarding in the sense that when they do produce new leaves, they are stunning. But it is one it's a patience builder, I'll say. Sometimes you get one and they just sort of sit still. This is actively growing, but it did take extra time in our care here to make it do what it's doing now. So just so you know, that is one that it's growing now and it may continue to grow, but also you may see times in its growth pattern where it just slows down for a while and doesn't really do much, or you'll see that winter lag in plants like that more and stuff like that. That tends to be indication that it's a slower grower at times. That's what I'm referring to. Yeah. This has none of that. This is a Haifeng, and this will grow vigorously at all times of the year. This particular specimen is even getting a little sun stress around that leaf, and a secondary growth point has formed. But Haifeng, the best part about Haifeng is the gorgeous flower display. It's visible from across the room. It's absolutely gorgeous, and big pink candy-looking flowers. So I think that's just one of those very interesting species to have around. It's not talked about all that much, but it's quite a display. When it does pop off some flowers, you can see it from all the way across the room. Sometimes we'll smell flowers in the grow space and have to go looking for them because they're small but fragrant. This one is not particularly fragrant, but it's definitely very visible. So it's using its other superpowers to attract pollinators.
Okay.
Hey, look at me. Amidst all this green, here's a big pink and purple mass of flowers.
Before we answer that real quick, Caitlin, I'm going to put the black dragon at the bottom. Nobody else buy it, okay? Give her a chance to buy it, and then you can add a heat pack on there. And I would recommend that for South Dakota. Michele, higher or lower light?
I have my standard Michele growing in high light. However, it is growing somewhat chlorotic, and I don't think that's the best way for it. So that being said, I would put it in lower light and encourage that dark, rich color and beautiful splash. So that's where I would
Now,
go
when you
with
say
it.
low light, what do you mean?
We're talking roughly 500 to 700 candle power.
I would recommend a heat pack for South Dakota.
So you're talking about the end of your shelf where the light runs out. It's not directly under the light, but it's light adjacent. So it's getting a few rays, but not direct light from your grow lights. Or in a north-facing window with no additional light would be a low light situation like that, I would say. So something along those lines, I think you're going to get that really nice rich color, and that will bring out that contrast of the beautiful
Yeah, I would say
splash.
that's not uncommon to say that they don't grow very much very often. How often would you say your Michele puts out a leaf?
In that highlight environment with our high intensity fertilizing regimen and all that, it's still about, if I had to say, on average about 3 weeks or so.
Every 3 weeks, one
But
leaf.
even that is like hit or miss. It's not always the same. So it's one of those things that sometimes it's just, I notice it's been growing and I don't really pay that close attention in the meantime. So it does take some time. And I know that that plant's been there for a year and it's, it's not in danger of getting to the top of the fence. It's on a trellis on its own, but it's got a vine that comes off and grows through. And that's the part that's actually actively growing right now. The whole trellis is just sort of sitting there with all the leaves. They're fine. They're happy. But that one growth point has activated all the auxin is going through that one vine. And that's its chance to climb, basically. So these plants are smarter than we give them credit for. And even though it's a slower grower, it knows it's very deliberate about what it's doing. It's not trying to waste any energy. It's just trying to climb to the top of the canopy in the most direct fashion it can. So when your plant is wrapped around a trellis, it's most likely to start growing at the top somewhere and grow a vine from there. Oh, we're getting close, guys.
I'll get my charger. Oh, thank you for coming today. It was good to see you again.
Yeah. All right. Next we have this beautiful dapple gray. This leaf looks like it has a lizard bite out of it or something. But it's just a mechanical damage, no big deal. But beautiful dapple gray, has speckly splash, very interesting large leafed carnosa variety with what looks to be very matte, almost fuzzy leaves, but they're not. They're smooth, but it looks like it just absorbs the light, like as if it's fuzzy. I have our black dragon in a large pot, and I have it on, it's like a hanging thing. It's a hoop that goes around the pot. And so it's a little bit of a weird setup. But it's one of those, I just happen to have it right here in front of me. The Haifeng. It's a large hoop that goes around an 8-inch pot. So I had to plant it in a pretty big container. Our plant got absolutely massive on us, and I just recently cut it back quite a bit, but it was getting out of hand and needed it. But a circle is good for pubic because of how quickly they grow. You don't want a small circle like this because of bending the vine that tight sometimes can cause it to kink. Uh-oh.
What?
It just went into screensaver mode.
Uh-oh. Shoot. Oh, we're back.
We're
Good.
there.
Got it. Sorry.
Guys.
That was my fault.
Got locked out.
Had to have the charger.
All right. So, yeah, now we're micless. We're going to have to speak up a little bit because we're using the camera phone. Obviously, the sound is going to be a little bit whack, but it is what it is. What was I talking about?
The dragon on your circle trellis.
Oh, yeah.
Haifeng, I think.
That's right. The Haifeng is here. The black dragon, I think on a circle that's 12 inches, you're going to be great. Any tighter than that, you're going to be bending that vine, and you're going to be spinning around that thing quite a few times.
Thank you.
I find that black dragon will grow 12 inches in, a month. So that vine just takes off, and all of a sudden you've got, a nice long runner going, and then you just weave it back in. That's all. And I find those hoops it's much more manageable because you have a long-term plan for that thing to just wind and wind and wind as it goes. Fantastic. You can hear good? That's excellent. Okay, next, let's go to this one, Motuensis. Looks like globulosa, but thinner, no fuzz. Very, very beautiful, though. Grows very similar, that thick green vine. Again, this is another one that would take to a hoop trellis really well. But as it goes around, obviously, the leaves will orient themselves and grow in the direction which they're facing. So when you first trellis it, sometimes you have a couple of leaves that are upside down, but with time, they will grow in with new leaves that face the right direction, and very beautiful and easy growing. I think they're really a nice one.
We have not flowered Motuensis.
No, yeah.
No, we've not flowered globulosa either. We've come close a couple of times.
Yeah, it keeps threatening.
Yeah.
For me, it's about the thickness of the vine and how flexible it is. Some, like my Haifeng, I actually let it cascade because of the way it flowers. It doesn't mind just hanging over, but I do have to watch the weight of it, that it doesn't get too big and out of hand and pull itself off the shelf. But it's one of those, it has a very conditional situation on how the leaves are going to grow. If they're very heavy and big and chunky, or if they're very small and dainty leaves, or if it's like a lacanosa is very difficult to get to trellis up. It's more suited to being a creeper and then cascading down. And so the way the flowers orient themselves, the way the leaves hang, the thin vines, it's just, you can tell that one is not meant to be trellis. Now I've seen people do it with a small wire trellis. I just think it's more hassle than it's probably worth. And growing your plant that way, you're going to knock off a lot of leaves and trying to trellis, as opposed to just a vining plant like this will take to a nice vertical trellis very easily. And with a little encouragement, a clip or two, it almost wraps itself around. So in a way, you're just giving a little assistance to the plant, but it's actually doing something it wants to do anyways. Plants like this quinquevaria here, you can see how that large leaf gets quite heavy. And if a whole bunch of those leaves are above the pot, it's going to become very top heavy. And that's when you would implement a more sturdy, like those ladder trellises or those rabbit fence trellises that we use, give you a little bit more support that will hold up the plant to the gravity of all those leaves trying to pull it down. That way you can grow a plant upright and have it look like a nice bush on top of your table, fill in really nicely and wrap around itself and all that, but then you keep it somewhat contained. I hope that's helpful. I think there's a certain evaluation just in terms of your aesthetic and what you're trying to grow, where you're trying to grow the plant, and how much space you have available for it. I let some of my plants get larger than others just because I have a preference for them. If I really love it, then I'll let it get as big as it wants to get, i.e. Monstera behind me. But it's a matter of, I have to make some sacrifices for that too. That's something that I have to decide how I want to grow my plants. There's many different options, but what's right for you is going to be what's right for you. I think if you think about those things in terms of how do I decide, well, if you have a vine like a globulosa, that's that thick green vine, I suggest trellising that from the start and doing small bends rather than a big bend on it, because then you tend to break those vines. They kink very easily. So it'll bend so far and then snap. And that's where you want to avoid that type of over finesse. If you're going to bend it tight, you have to take it in stages, bend it part way and clip it. And then a couple days later, come back and bend it a little further. You have to be very patient with those kind of things and work them in if you want to do that. Like trellising, or not trellising, but training a bonsai is similar to that. You're doing like pretty dramatic mechanical maneuvers a little bit at a time. And the plant can adjust with that. The plant will flex and bend in that way. But if you try and go all at once, then you have vascular kink it's like kinking the garden hose, and now you can't
Carry
get
is hard.
flow. Yeah. Yeah, and that's one that sometimes you have to take a cutting, root it in, and offset the balance and have it come around from the other side, and you have a two-sided plant with double vines, and like there's a lot of maneuvering you have to do to make that work out. If it's top heavy and all lean into one side, you can see where that could end up being a problem at some point. So again, these are some of those considerations that as you're growing, the thick stems, they don't want to bend that easy. Our Lois Andrewsiana is getting out of hand. It's growing 3 feet off to one side, and it's like that kind of leverage, even just with bare stem without any leaves, is going to tip the whole pot over. So again, that's something I'll have to address, and more than likely I will address that with the scissors, trimming it back and letting it regrow from a couple of good nodes that are over the pot. Sometimes is a good way to manage those plants that get a little out of hand. And I found often that helps to stimulate good, healthy growth too. You'll get plants it's called rejuvenation, when the plant produces much larger growth once you cut off some of the aerials and allow for that large root base to push new growth. So there's something to that bigger roots, bigger fruits mentality. All right, Silver Lady, small roots. Small fruits.
Not small roots.
No, look, there are plenty of roots. I'm just saying this is a tiny leafed plant. It's adorable, but it's easy growing, easy flowering. They also get a little bit of a sun stress. They turn a little purple, and it's a good one. All right, we have Lamb Bang. We're getting towards the end, guys. Only a couple plants left. Lamb Bang is another really great one. I think this one reminds me the most of Chicken Farm. It has gorgeous purple midribs, but easy growth. And this one flowers more for me than any of the other Finn types that we grow. I feel like this is right on the cusp of that Finn Lissoni Bahoy type texture to the leaf. And it flowers like crazy. So it doesn't get the brightest light spot in the grow space, but it performs, I don't know, I think better than a lot of the others. It doesn't get the kind of splash that Chicken Farm can get. It doesn't get the kind of splash that Bahoy gets, but it is just a very easy plant to get to flower. Our mother plant is about 3 foot long before it gets to the peduncle, and it's just been profusely flowering. Even though we take cuttings pretty regularly from other vines, that vine continues to flower out in the grow space. So it's just easy growing species that produces great results. Okay, this is a species AH001 Vietnam. Gorgeous splashy leaves. Again, this is a pretty good sized plant. Fast growth is an understatement. Very friendly, but very, very beautiful. These speckly splashed leaves, it's something else. It looks like a paint tarp or like a roller speckles.
This is the one we used to joke was the toothbrush splatter paint from the 90s.
Yeah, it looks like it, right? It's got all those tiny, tiny little speckles of like starry night splash all over. It's so pretty. Again, a very easy grower, and yeah, it's an AH, so you know it's going to be pretty. I've not flowered that one, actually. We've had that for a long time, but never flowered it. So definitely there's still mystery in the world when it comes to these plants, that even stuff we've grown for a long time. Is it fragrant? See, even more reason to love it. I'm still waiting on ours. I think we had a setback a while back on our mother plant, and I've been trying to regrow it. And suddenly it started taking off and growing again for us. And so I was able to take some cuttings, but I think that setback is why it never gave us flowers yet. All right, we're going to finish on a note. We have Penny's Treat. I really like these. I'm beginning to think I'm the only one, but I just think they're very interesting that something like this could come out of the same seed pod as a silver dollar, and yet you have no evidence of silver here. They sun stress in a very similar way.
Yeah.
They're very beautiful.
Hush Carolina doesn't have the greatest smell.
Yeah, not the greatest. They're super pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the most fragrant, is it? Yeah. And it's almost always flowering too.
Yeah.
That's something that you have to kind of get used to it a little bit, is that, it's like once it gets going, it won't stop. I feel like ours, even though it's thirsty right now, it's probably still flowering somewhere on there.
Yeah.
There's just so many peduncles on it. I need to give it a haircut. I saw a picture of it. You showed me that picture, and I was like, I can't believe that's the same plant.
Yeah.
It's so tiny and cute. Now it's like the whole pot all the way around is just cascading over itself, and it's obscene.
Okay, well, that was all the trays that we pulled in. There's obviously other plants in the store that we didn't bring in today. If you want to see something, just let us know. If you want us to show anything again, let us know. We didn't have a topic for today.
Colonel Meekins,
Yeah.
I can show you that. I gotta go get it.
So if there's questions that we didn't cover so far, make sure that you just let us know. We're happy to chat with you. Meekins is a fungi carnosa cross. It's super cute. Has an Super Bowl snacks. Okay, we can talk about that. It has a wide leaf like the fungi, but it tends to be much more even with a carnosa type of growth. Like the fungi can get like wonky shapes and kind of undulate. And I would say the Meekins doesn't do that. It reminds me more of consistent ovata kind of shape. It is fuzzy on the back, and it's very easy to grow. So I think it's one of those ones that's, especially for new growers, great to have in your collection. It's a pretty old cultivar too. It's been around for a long time. I don't know who did it originally. I wonder if I could figure that out. Oh, it looks like it was. Is it an SMS Hoya? Someone's got it listed that way. I don't know if that's correct or not. So Caleb's making chicken wings for Super Bowl. And what did you say, guac?
Guacamole, chicken wings, and meatballs.
I bought mozzarella sticks this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
They want to.
Are they frozen?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can just chuck them in the fryer.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. All right. So here is Colonel Meekins. As you can see, very pillowy, beautiful leaves. They're fuzzy on the back. It kind of reminds me of our large round leaf fungi. Mm-hmm. Although if you look at this leaf,
carnosa, so that makes sense.
There's actually splash on there. A couple of little speckles of splash. I've not seen that on our plant. Well, maybe on that leaf there is some too.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a liar out of me. It's really gorgeous, and the fuzzy backs on these are my favorite. I have seen some people selling fungi that has no fuzz on the backside of the leaves, mm-hmm. but this has got that really velvety fuzz, and it's beautiful white flowers with red centers.
This is a very subtle fuzz. It's not like globulosa fuzz. Yes. It's not like soft like that.
Yeah.
But you can feel it.
Yeah. But it's a good one. It's an easy grower. This one has a vine that acts like a thicker pubicalyx kind of thing, or carnosa. So it's flexible but sturdy. It still needs a trellis because, as you can see, those leaves are nice size, and it definitely needs some support once you get a nice vine of those large leaves. Yeah.
I don't know that there's an average age. I think there's an average for each type of Hoya. Lacunosus tend to flower pretty early, like that style of Hoya, the hanging small leaf Hoya, whereas latifolias can take a little longer. Carnosas and pubicalyx takes forever in our grow space.
Yeah.
I think it's more light than age,
yeah.
or more environmental factors, let's say. It does. Penny Street sun stress is gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're having trouble with your specific species not blooming, I would try and do a search on Facebook or Reddit for other people's blooms and see if you can tell what time of year they're blooming, because everyone will post them all in, March and April or something like that. That gives you a good idea when your plant should be blooming. And then you can look at the lighting that you're giving, because if you're not giving some of these species a differing light schedule where it's a shorter day length or a longer day length, you'll never trigger them to bloom.
Yeah.
So that's
sometimes the indicating factor or indicative.
Not all of the species, but there's certain things like that you need a lot of light, or you need just the right temperature change. Or certain species will only bloom if they hit a cooler temperature at night. Yeah. So I think looking at other people's plants and at what time and how they bloom them will help you kind of recreate that in your environment if you're able to.
Yeah, and then you can experiment with trying to recreate as much of that as you can, or parts of that, and hopefully be able to trick it to bloom. I think oftentimes what you'll find is it's a light thing. Like you were saying, it's oftentimes you need more light in order to trigger them. Either it's a duration of light, time frame, or intensity of light during that time frame.
Some of them do need age. Some of them do need maturity.
Sure. But yeah, you have to be established and you have to have good roots. Otherwise, the plant's not secure enough to exploit all that energy. Putting out that energy of putting out flowers and trying to reproduce by seed and all that, it does take quite a lot of energy from the plant. And if the plant's not ready for it, then there's internal mechanisms that prevent that from happening. It won't try to flower until it gets to a point. Now, like a multiflora, it might grow a peduncle as a part of its natural process of making plant parts to make the plant grow. But when it activates is when it's actually about to bloom. It doesn't cost anything for the plant to make a peduncle. It does cost a lot for the plant to make flowers bloom and go through that whole process of trying to make seeds. So if the often plants will grow peduncles as each node develops, like with the Polyneura or some of those other Pandorata and some of those other polycomplex plants. Just because it has a peduncle doesn't actually mean it's about to flower. It just means that it's getting ready for the future at some point when that plant feels secure or ready enough. When the conditions are right, when the environment gives the cues, then it happens. But it's difficult to put a finger on because I don't think there's really an average. You can have a Crassiopedilata that's this long giving flowers. I have one upstairs that's 10 times that long and just now flowered for the first time. There's really no rhyme or reason, and they're actually roughly the same age. It's just one's been cut back quite a few times, and that one tends to flower more. Is that the reason? I don't know, but it's a smaller plant, same age. This one's flowering, the other one is not flowering as much. So again, it's just one of those things that we can observe what we see and hopefully make some correlation or connection, and then test that hypothesis to see if we get different results but again, I think that's part of the joy of what we're doing here is it's experimental. You're learning as you go, and trying new things is a part of it, right?
You're always welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely. We always enjoy being able to talk to our Hoya people. Yeah. And it's sometimes it's difficult to find a good audience with people, but we're trying to build that community of people who want to hear, and we try not to hide anything that we're doing. We're trying to give you guys all the keys to success that we can. I'm not going to keep things from you that are helping me to succeed to be, greedy with my success. I want you guys to have the same success.
What is the Hoya on your table right now? Was that the Meekins, this one? Oh, thank you, Anna Girl. This is Hoya Colonel Meekins.
Yeah.
So this is a fungi and Carnosa cross. Let's see if I can pin it for you.
It's a terrific grower. Very easy. And again, that fuzzy back, to me, that's a deal sealer. When we first got our fungi, it has a very similar back to it. And so I was really taken with that. And we still have a very large specimen. And to be honest, the flowers on that are very similar to this. So it's very interesting.
We appreciate that, Lilibel. We always we want it to be engaging for you guys. We always worry that we're just telling you stuff that we've told you before, but if it's still engaging and you still want to hear it, then we'll keep saying it over and over again.
Yeah.
But we're trying to make sure that we have the opportunity for everyone to get to hear it at, multiple different points in the week, so that you can, if you missed it here, you hear it somewhere else. And go from there.
Just don't get tired of
figure out how to get up there. It's a favorite, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Caleb would say they're all his favorites, though. So
that's the thing is we didn't arrive here initially commercially. These were all part of our plant collection, and then we added to it with more plants. So this all began as our plant collection, and they're still our plant collection.
Yeah, we don't buy anything we don't
all of these plants. Yeah. I buy with my eyes just like everybody else, and I feel like, oh, that's pretty, but I bet you I could grow it prettier. Let's try it. That's kind of my motivation is like, I want to see how I can grow that plant now. I've seen how they're growing it, and now I want to try my hand at it and see what I can do. If I saw it and I loved it, if I fell in love with it by looking at it, then maybe that's something I can convince others to see the beauty in that plant also, because I do think I have a little bit of a persuasive, temperament. I can be quite persuasive.
Yeah, true story.
So,
as such, next week, starting next Saturday, and yet to be determined to schedule, we will be doing some live streams over on YouTube as well. Those will just be educational. They won't be sales. Next Saturday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a deep dive into plant supplements and how you can use different supplements to support your plant's health, and things that we've heard about and haven't tried ourselves that we're interested in trying, and that type of thing.
Yeah, so it should be interesting. Share, like, and subscribe so that you can...
I will share it on our Instagram later today too.
Yeah, well, that will be a source of future stuff too. So keep your eyes peeled over there, and then you can see when we're going to be on there and talking trash about plants.
We're going to talk trash.
No, not trash, but, telling all the dirt about how we get it done around here.
Yeah, I guess you can call it that.
Spilling the dirt.
Yeah, I would like to get back to doing our tours again, and then, inviting you guys to come on and chat with us and show us your plants too.
Yeah. Yeah, we always enjoyed that.
It's easier to do in the summer, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's warmer out.
Including us with our patio and stuff. I can't wait till that's ready again.
Yeah.
Boy. But yeah.
Any other questions we can answer for you today? Otherwise, I'm going to get Caleb to work, and he's going to start packing, make me some food.
That's it. Frying some wings.
Yeah.
No, we can't fry them yet.
It's too early.
But soon.
I wish they would put the Super Bowl on earlier.
What time does it start? 6?
I don't know, 9 o'clock? No, it's always later than I want it to be.
Yeah, we are definitely not.
I didn't even know who was in the Super Bowl until today, so I can't really say. It was
what I'm hearing is
Seahawks. Is that what we said?
Yeah, what I'm hearing is it's going to be an easy win for the Seahawks. That's what I'm hearing. So
yeah,
I have no horse in the race. We were told our Lions were going to have a chance, and then
I'm there for the commercials. I'm there for the food. I'm there for the halftime show.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the commercials. I mean, even in high school, I took a marketing class, and they were like, check these out. This is your future if you're in marketing. This is the top of the pyramid here, Super Bowl commercials. So we sat down and we watched the commercials, and like that was my beginning exposure to it. My parents never watched football. I didn't come from that kind of a household. So I can't wait. I think that's going to be an amazing show. I'm very excited to see Bad Bunny. So... we'll always cry at the Budweiser one. They always want to make me pull up my heart. Yeah. Yeah. It's part of the American experience, and I think it's even better to show the diversity of the American experience. I think that is what is going to make this one a good one. Now, the game may not be great. I've heard the game is not going to be a great game. It's scheduled to be a pretty bad blowout, actually. Really? The Nicole is I got it right here. Let me search my notes. Oh no, I don't have it in here. It's on the tag. I don't know. You need to go look. Is it on the tag? I think so. Well. The Mattress Millionaire bet $2 million on the Patriots. Interesting.
You're a Pats fan? Okay. Well, I'm rooting equally for all of them. I'm like, yay, sports over here. I don't really care who wins. But. Is anyone watching the Puppy Bowl? That's still a thing, right? They still do that, I think. I think I have, I probably have that cross in the sales. They still do Puppy Bowl? That's what I want to watch. No, it's not on the tag. I know I have it somewhere.
Oh, I got it. I was just shaking my head at the squirrel. Sorry.
Oh, you're shaking your head at the squirrel.
Okay, it is a RHM 014-01X unknown.
Yeah. Hoya. I wonder which RHM that. Oh yeah, RHM 014. Okay, so this is the mother plant, 01401. And then the father plant is unknown.
Interesting. I just potted up a new RHM.
They have other animals on the puppy wall? That's awesome.
It's this one here.
030, 011. 030. Let's see if we can find. Oh, that's also cute. That's a pretty flower.
Oh, they are cute.
You just potted these up. This is from Nest Tropicals. Her picture.
Yeah.
Cute flower.
I just potted one up.
Yeah.
But I've had that. I think it was a freebie from Rick.
Yeah, probably.
We've had it for a long, long time. And it's like one of those plants that stalled for a while, but then took off again. And now is suddenly growing. So I was like, oh, I'll take a couple cuttings of this out of here and see how they do.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I've ever actually even tried to cut it, if you can believe that.
Yeah. We just emptied a bunch of stuff out of the corner last night to pot, so we're going to have to make some more cuttings.
Yeah, we potted up 5 trays. So lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
And that makes lots of room in the prop box for lots of new things to be cut. So submit your requests to the request list.
Is next week finally going to be the week for the highly awaited?
Potentially.
I think it might be.
Potentially. Yeah, we're waiting to see heavy root activity.
That happens.
Right? For crowd control? That's understandable. That is understandable because, yeah, sometimes I have to do the same.
You have to. Yeah, so we've been waiting patiently for the caudata or genes to be ready, and I think they're going to go up next Sunday for sale finally.
I just potted also for the first time ever caudata gold.
Oh, that's right. We potted those last night. They were really pretty.
Yeah, so that's another good caudata species that adds to the collection. So hopefully we'll have those ready soon. It's not a bunch, but that one has given me some grief over the years, and it's taken a long time to start growing again. Finally, it grew enough that I could give it a little haircut. So I was able to take, I think, 3 cuttings off of it. So not a lot, but a couple. I'm not sure.
I think she's got Pilates on Sundays now.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think she's just been busy.
Such a busy life. Everyone has their crazy schedules.
Sent messages here and there, so I know she's doing well. But.
Yeah. But,
everyone's got a thing they got to get interested in for a little while, and,
Absolutely.
I miss her too. I know. She's so much fun to have around.
Yeah.
But we have that same kind of personality where something takes over our obsession, and then it's all we can focus on for a few.
I saw she's been working on a project, binding books with a friend. So, Catherine is a very diverse individual.
I have to settle for,
she's got some really awesome
I will settle
stuff.
for Yaya any day if she wants to stop by. She is just hilarious.
Yeah, Sarah's always welcome. She's lots of fun.
Yeah.
But, more fun than me.
I will tell her that you miss her. Yeah, I will tell her that you miss her.
Yeah.
We both just keep messaging back and forth. I have a plant for you. And then I think we both have probably giant boxes that we just need to ship out finally.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So we are pretty much done here. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think we done it. We showed the plants. Was there anything else anyone needed to see?
Great. We hope you have a wonderful week. We hope you all get to thaw out a little bit too if you're in the cold places like us.
Yes.
Your temperature is going up. We will probably eat a lot of food today, so hopefully you get to do that too.
Yeah. I'm going to go call to the crows and see if I can get them to come back.
Screaming out the back door for the next hour, you guys. I'm going to put it on Instagram.
I'm going to give them a chicken wing, see if that brings them in.
We'll be back on Friday for our normal show at 3:30, Sunday morning at 9:30. Catch us in between on Saturday evening at 7 o'clock on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
thank you guys for joining us.
We hope you guys have a great week.
Everybody have a great day. Enjoy the game. Sports ball.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone.